You could just play the Rise if you'd like to, but instead he just says, no, I can just play Azir into anything and I don't care.
You could have also played the Ahri, but with this Rumble, they do just want to have some additional scaling damage here. And the peel is going to be nice as well. We'll see what the answer to this top lane Rumble pick is going to be. We've seen teams pick up the Aurora. We've seen the Galio even played in the top side. We know Merwin's got a pretty large champion pool. He is going to opt into that Aurora I was mentioning here. Yep. You know, they didn't expect him to play it. They banned the Xayah and the Lucian instead, and he will just turn expectations on their head here and lock this one in. Playing the Nautilus into this, though, is going to be so tricky.
Yeah. But nothing really to worry about, only one CS behind, and the rest of the map is looking pretty good. There's the hook in, but I don't know whether he really wanted that, as there is the Aftershock wearing off. The flash forward from Carrier, not quite enough, as Super is standing his ground. Is really putting Doran down. We know this is a difficult matchup for the Rumble, but good to see that he is playing it to what we expect. As Oner moving over a bit of a 2v2 here, but Faker is still very, very low.
It's a little bit awkward here for this first Dragon, as Faker is fairly low here in the mid lane, just trying to shove this wave out with his recurve bow, but is unable to do so. And I feel like this is going to force Oner to get some sort of successful gank off here. Otherwise, the Dragon may simply just go, as Doran is also backing right now. Not that they could take it immediately here, but it's full control as Kuma.
X-Flash. Arcane Shift able to get himself out of there as Faker dealing with some rocks here that are on the ground as Carrier looking for an opportunity, finds the snare, and that is first blood to the Nico.
He goes. And this was that gank I was talking about from Oner, where things are looking really dire here. You lost control of this mid lane. Oner needs to make something happen. Barely gets that stun. Tons of damage with Faker at basically 1% health here. Coming out, Carrier gets the heal here, is able to get the snare. Jojo Pion goes down despite the flash. And it's so frustrating when you've spent so long getting these massive advantages in mid lane. You've really
starting to fall pretty far behind. As you can see, Super going in with a little bit of a Valkyrie forward. Emperor's Divide here from Faker as Elyoya just pushing him back. Faker has spent this whole game on very low health, but that is not dead. And that is absolutely fine as Doran and Merwin returning the favor. As Doran has been in this brush, it feels like, for a while. As he flashes forward, just looks for the solo kill, needs another harpoon, just one more! And Merwin will go down, he silences himself, but he's not silenced after that.
Faker once again was forced to back in the mid lane, so Carrier was showing mid. And so he's putting that pressure on at the same time, as the flash here is not enough. Doran follows, gets the flamethrower, and Oner a bit overextended.
I actually thought that there might be another turret shot coming for him there, and that would have been a dead Oner, but he is able to get out just in time. Gumayusi finding the true shot barrage is now Faker in trouble yet again. Keeper's Verdict does get the flash out, and Faker does go down. Elyoya brings the hammer down and takes out the GOAT. So I think it's going to be one back for MKOI.
You know, I said earlier I wasn't worried about Faker in this matchup, but Jojo is just smashing him as Guma's in trouble again.
In shift, the flash after him there, but not quite enough to get the kill. Alvaro having to deal with Carrier now, who doesn't quite have enough damage in these autos. Super going to push him away, and T1 will remain alive at least for now.
Still in their favor, but you can see the edges that MKOI are able to pick up just from that mid matchup alone. Alvaro, though,
this is not exactly where he wants to be and can't even get the Aftershock to do anything.
On this ward, there's really a play-making opportunity here as we'll go back to what happened moments before.
This was the first kill for MKOI.
Yeah.
Elyoya just gets in there.
Yep, just Elyoya catching Faker. And I mean, Faker's had a bit of a tough start in this one. You know, frankly, despite the cool gank we saw from Oner, just so much pressure, very problematic. But they want to try to make sure Merwin can get this back off here.
Well, he is going to be able to make it underneath his turret. That should keep them alive as Oner is spotted, but Alvaro also in an uncomfortable position. Doran also might need to try and get out of here. Didn't have the flash, so he has no hope of making that happen. Still, this Nautilus is in trouble. The Pop Blossom only finding one, but Jojo just melts. Oner destroys him by accident as he's killing the Nautilus. Merwin might suffer the same fate. Decent sidestep there on the Q. But actually, he's going to survive. Merwin pretty good at dabbing.
So it was a little bit bizarre. He ends up dying. Does a ton of damage, though, before he goes down. And that's when things get a little bit iffy here. And going into the Pop Blossom, Jojo here off the wall. Not really what I think he was looking for. A bit optimistic on that one. At least Merwin does survive here as he gets the sidestep on this Q and then the follow-up one as well. And that's massive. Oner's not too happy about it, of course, but at the end of the day, it's still a big win in the fight for T1.
But he was also just like, hey man, he sidestepped everything. And let's give it to him as MKOI looking for a little bit of an angle. They think that they may have found Oner yet again. Sorry,
and then you have a lot of kills on the Pantheon as Faker.
Speaking of losing stuff, Faker is just going to have to use his ultimate, but doesn't have to use the flash, so he'll be able to hold on to that one as Doran finding an angle once again.
Smaller than they may appear. Like when you look at a 1,000 gold lead, is Jojo stunned up the wall.
Yeah, not going to be riding that one towards his turret, and just one more auto is going to be required. Oner misses another Q.
Hanging around this turret is going to look for a, oh man, double root.
There's the double snare. It is just Carrier, so he doesn't have a whole lot of follow-up damage, but there's a true shot barrage. That's going to connect, and Alvaro now has to go.
They can go for this. They have the Hextech gate. Remember, Oner does not have his ultimate here, but if Carrier finds him in that brush, he's potentially dead.
He's got some weird. And now Rift Herald thrown into this mid lane, and we'll see whether T1 can crack this turret. That would be so much control of the map. It would actually be ridiculously bad for MKOI. As Doran over to the side, he finds an equalizer here and has started off the fight. Breaks the arm guard to make sure he doesn't get flicked back at Super, having to flash himself out of the way. Elyoya doing exactly the same thing, but Oner is flashing on top of him. Jojo, no mana and no hope to get out of this one, but does hit a very nice shove with the last remaining bit of blue stuff to keep himself alive, and Alvaro not going to be as lucky, so that is all they're able to pick up. We mentioned how valuable this outer turret is in mid.
Yeah.
That is also going to fall.
It's Supa's also dead, I think.
What happened here?
Yeah, he's dead.
He's real dead.
Also, the inner is going to go down in mid.
Oh, okay. Wasn't quite expecting that, as Empress Divide is going to be avoided. That was pretty nicely done from Elyoya, as Merwin just going to get cut down. And the main carry, I mean, they took down the GOAT. That's great. But it's Oner that's really doing all the work this game.
Yeah, Oner actually should be able to get out of here, no problem as well. And man...
And it's maybe the next Baron? Maybe it's their base turrets? I don't know. Pop Blossom only going to connect onto one, though, as Carrier kind of going rogue in this one. Merwin throws down the ulti as Oner gets into that backline, not quite able to get over that wall. And now another angle from Carrier is going to get found. Oh my goodness, he actually does a fair bit of damage. True Shot Barrage to finish off Jojo is beautiful by Gumayusi.
Low health targets will just get exploded on. And Guma is able to follow up so easily here. True Shot Barrage angle, fantastic. And he's not done there. He's like, I'm looking for more. I want to go forward here. He does think better of it, of course, does not go.
And now Merwin trying to deal with this push from T1, and oh god, the equalizer just takes 50% of both of the carries' health bars as Faker has found Alvaro, and yeah, Aftershock is not going to help you there. And ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Fearless Drop. It's not going to happen like this again, as Pop Blossom tries to catch Super, and Oner, he finds the Q this time. He's also going to Starfall on top of Elyoya, so they're looking for even more than this. Merwin is even further away from his base, but does manage to lay down the ulti, and that is the shutdown onto Oner. Maybe T1 have pushed a little far forward, as also Carrier will be falling.
Faker's been PvEing this game, and one of the big E's to get is that Hextech soul. He's just going to come over here with his jungler, as T1 otherwise just 3-manning here in mid. Carrier looking for more.
Okay, well, Oner can turn up at a moment's notice, but Faker is going to take a little while longer. Never mind, he's teleporting in. Alvaro flashes out the Pop Blossom onto everyone in that red pit. And down goes Jojo. Super's just getting out of there, able to use those Hex Gates, and now the rest of MKOI is scattering to the wind. Gumayusi dashing over, and look at that. The beautiful Hextech soul, ladies and gentlemen. There is no way you can get away from T1. And it's a 10,000 gold lead. It's only a matter of time, as Oner not going to quite be able to execute Super on this one.
Carrier.
No, yeah, Carrier just being weird. Does get a solo kill in the end.
I'll give it to you.
Yep, and everyone gets over the wall, and so Carrier's like, well, I have flash, so you're all dead. True Shot Barrage here going to get so much value there from Gumayusi, as maybe it's just a triple. It is not, as Oner is going to be able to secure that last one onto Elyoya. But now it is what feels like a victory march here for T1, as they notice they've taken down the inhibitor in mid. That's all they're going to need to win this game, as Empress Divide from Faker will pick up Super one more time, as Merwin is dabbing in between all of T1. And T1 looking pretty serious about defending their title here at EWC, as they will be able to take down their first Nexus of 2025.
T1 looking back saying, please, minions, let's get over here and get it
the
done.
Double super minion wave. That's kind of cool. I thought you needed to take all the inhibitors before that one happens.
Down
never mind,
it
not when
goes.
you've got a Nico, as down goes the Nexus. T1 will be able to win game 1 of this best of 3.
Let's not forget this game started out with a bit of a mid gap. You know, JoJo had a lot of an advantage there. And